I'm doing this video because I have an IS220D and I have leaking water into the cabin, basically due to a blocked grommet. Now there are a technical service bulletin that explains how to do it for the various models, and there are a couple of YouTube videos, but they focus really on the IS250 and GS330, and I found I struggled to find the grommet just by following those videos because they are significantly different cars. So if we start, the problem is that you get water coming out the bottom of these vents because of this blocked grommet. Now to find the grommet, it's basically sat, I've got a manual transmission, but it's sat above the transmission. So if we just get underneath the vehicle and get some context, so as we can see, it's literally directly above this if you to go through the transmission. So what you have to do is, it says on the thing to loosen these bolts, which have loosened to the full extent. Now I wasn't going to take them completely off because they are spring loaded. There's also this bracket to take off and this plastic cover which is held on by 6 bolts. Now you're supposed to basically lower the transmission with the transmission mount by around 4 centimeters. I've basically done 3.5, measuring with a laser meter to a nice flat point on the transmission block. So the actual grommet is, now a good top tip is to open up the bonnet when doing this because it lets more light in and you can see things. Just bear with me. Okay, so you should be able to see. Is it focusing? Autofocus. Right. So you should see a white bolt and then a white plastic thing and then a black bolt next to it. Now if we follow further on, directly on that line defined by that, basically the grommet is very close to that black bolt but further underneath. It's quite difficult to get the camera, I can see it, but the camera doesn't want to go there. Oh, there you go, you can just see it. That black kind of white shiny thing there, that's the grommet, and that's basically what you have to cut. So it should be fairly straightforward now to cut it. As I say, this is an IS220 diesel manual transmission, and that's where my grommet is, and it's not too bad a job, I don't think. I'm not a mechanic, but I think it's reasonably fairly straightforward to cut that now, re-jack up the transmission and put the bolts back in, and that should save me a few quid.